everyone. Welcome back to another exhilarating episode of the Sports Medicine Podcast. I'm here with Hayley Karpic. My name's Maddie Portland. We're going to talk about sports. We usually start with an intro question. Super Bowl just happened yesterday, so this is going to be kind of obvious. But for the intro today, Hayley, what was your favorite Super Bowl commercial?
Ooh, that's a good one. I won't lie.
It's going to be funny. We haven't gone over this yet, so I'm very excited to see if we have the same one, different one. I'm excited.
Okay. I wonder, I don't think you'll have the same one as me, but I think the one that I liked the most that I just thought was funny was the Michael Sarah V commercial. Do you remember that one? I thought that was funny because I remember seeing the TikTok of it all stemmed from this TikTok.
It was a good one.
Yeah, where it was Michael Sarah and Sarah V. It was just funny because, yeah, I thought it was well done. And I think I'm not a huge Michael Sarah fan. Some people are like, oh my God, he's so hot or whatever. Do you think Michael Sarah's hot?
Isn't there an Instagram that posts the same picture of him every single day?
Yeah, people are oddly obsessed with him. And I do think he's great.
I don't.
Smash or
I'm gonna
pass?
say not. I'm gonna pass. And nothing against. I think
he's a great actor.
Great actor, obviously. Great voice, great everything except
his physical appearance.
He's just very slim. I feel like
thin boy.
I don't have I wouldn't say I have a strong handshake, but I feel like if
he
I
would
met
have
him,
a wet noodle.
I could. Yeah, I could sprain his
off.
Wrist or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. He does give off those vibes. But I thought that was great just because I thought it was funny and I don't know. The background of it I thought was funny.
Fun little twist at the end too, where you were thinking they were leaning into it. And then he's in the boardroom, giving the
You're
spiel,
right,
and they're all not into it.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of other women in the boardroom that think the same thing we do.
Yeah, exactly. They're
thinking
pass. Yeah, I just thought that was funny, especially because it's Sarah. It's lotion, it's nothing too crazy. But I thought that was funny. That was one that when you asked the question, that was the first one that came to mind. So I feel like I need to watch the YouTube video, the recap, but of all the commercials. But
all of them.
That would be my favorite.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
No, it's actually since I've started dating, marrying, and now living in a home with a gamer, who also follows different Twitch streamers. There's this one guy who's a marketing exec, in some C-suite or something, and now he's a full-time YouTuber. I think he might also still do the marketing stuff, but anyway, he covers each week he'll do an episode from Shark what is it? Shark
Tank?
Yeah. He'll do that. And then he'll also recap all the Super Bowl stuff and give his kind of marketing opinions about
Okay, you'll have to send me the link. Yeah.
I will. It's actually very interesting. I enjoy it. But my favorite commercial was easily, without question, because it was just so, I loved my all-time favorite Super Bowl commercial, and it'll make sense why I chose this one. But my all-time favorite one is and I think it's I want to say it's only 4 or 5 years old, but it's probably a decade, and that's just how old I am now. But it was an old one where it was a Doritos commercial, and these guys were playing rock, paper, scissors for a Dorito, and one guy chose rock and one guy chose paper, and he's oh, paper wins, and he's bet, and then he just yeets a rock either at the guy or into a Dorito machine, and he's rock always wins.
Yeah.
It's just it's very stupid funny.
But pokes a hole in the age-old question, why does paper beat rock? And Doritos, remember Doritos was legendary for having great commercials. They were always Doritos, I feel Pepsi. Yeah. They always have classic commercials.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, editor Brian here. They're actually talking about a Budweiser commercial, and it was 2007. I remember this one very vividly. I'll play a quick clip of it.
1, 2, 3. I threw paper.
I threw a rock.
And I thought most classic, most knee slap funny commercial award has to go to Paramount Plus. Which one
was that?
Can you still see me?
You're frozen.
Okay, here we go.
We're back. Wait. Paramount Plus, was that the one that showed you how to Wait. Describe it to me. I was
So
also
Tua-
I hosted. Oh, that was funny. I didn't know that.
Tua is fighting and I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher Tagovailoa.
Tungaloga.
I feel like Tagovailoa.
Tua. Let's just say
Tua is fighting with that
quarterback
famous
of the Miami
old
Dolphins.
actor. Yes, quarterback QB1 of the Miami Dolphins is fighting with that old famous actor who I think was in Star Trek. About
Christopher Walken?
trying to get over. Yeah, that guy. I think. Is it that guy?
I don't know. I had the same conversation with somebody last night because we were like, who the fuck is Christopher Walken?
Hey, Brian again. They are actually talking about two different commercials. Christopher Walken was in a separate commercial. The Paramount Plus one was Sir Patrick Stewart.
Because we know, okay, famous old actor. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like
fighting
you'd recognize him.
about trying to get over the Paramount Plus mountain. And they come up with using Hey Arnold, who has a football-shaped head.
That was funny.
To hold on to the rope to like yeet him over. And Tua's like, I'm not throwing a kid at a mountain. And then the old man's like, all right, I'll do it. And he just yeets Hey Arnold into the side of the Paramount Plus mountain and he face plants into it. Died laughing. I had to pause. I had to pause the commercial, finish laughing, and then continue watching the rest of the show.
That was funny.
It was so funny.
That was good too. I feel like for people our age who did watch Hey Arnold, like,
oh my god.
Now I think
religiously.
I never liked Hey Arnold that much, but
we weren't allowed to watch SpongeBob, so we had to.
Oh, okay, great. We had to go to the great caveat. Did you? So then the SpongeBob broadcast probably did nothing for you. Did you like see the tweets of the SpongeBob broadcast? Yeah. So funny.
And we would sneak it at like friends like sleepovers and stuff. So I'm
okay.
Like,
so you weren't like.
I'm in on most of the memes, and I did find it funny when Christian McCaffrey was it Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah,
fumbled the ball, and that Patrick just
you have to.
Him.
Yeah, you have to have ball control or something like that.
Yeah,
that was really funny. I thought that was great. Or when they like they like pan to the sidelines to a player like sitting on the sidelines, and the description would be like Travis Kelce, good at football, like, you know, like very SpongeBob. I thought that was funny. I liked when they did the broadcasts last year with SpongeBob, so I was glad that they brought it back for the football for the Super Bowl. And in my Super Bowl party, I tried to get them to turn on the full SpongeBob broadcast, but I was shot down by a few people who wanted to watch the game in its purest form. They wanted to hear who commentated it. What's his name?
Yeah.
Tony Romo.
Yeah, Tony Romo.
Yeah.
I liked when people did. I saw some people doing both. Like they had like the SpongeBob on like the laptop.
Yeah.
We're having audio issues. This will be fun for Brian to splice. I know this will be fun for Brian to splice together. But all right. Then maybe that's our computer's way of telling us to get on with this episode.
Yeah, we've been taking too much time. But this is, so Super Bowl, I thought overall take, kind of boring. Commercials were good. I thought halftime, I love the halftime.
So did I.
It was middle school dance vibes. Like all of those songs, I was like, I remember listening to these. I know,
I had to like stop my fist from like bumping. I felt like I was back in junior high, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. At those boy-girl Catholic school dances, they probably didn't let you guys stay within 10 feet of each other.
You got to leave space for Jesus.
Exactly. Lots of... I was going to say something about the Jesus commercial from last night, but I'll refrain.
You can go to Instagram for all details on that one.
Exactly. But caveat. Well, I guess we can do a little segue into our actual topic by saying that we saw each other in person last week.
We did.
IRL, nothing like seeing your podcast host in person. And we got schooled on the pickleball court. You and I were partners. Yeah. Laura, who I think will probably listen to this. You guys kicked our asses in pickleball, which Mad Mac and I are still reeling. This is going to be a tough pill for us to swallow, that we got beat. But
yeah,
I thought we were better than that. But yeah, so it was good to see you a couple weekends ago.
Especially that second round
second game.
Deplorable.
I mean, we came back.
I didn't realize we did come back. It wasn't like a total
wash. It could have been
slaughter, but it definitely could have been better. And it's a bummer that I didn't realize that Kirsten was warming up in the first game and then just like would just
Yeah.
went
And
back
she
to
like
high
actually
school
played
tennis.
tennis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you and I did not. So I hope you're practicing between now and we're gonna have to get him to rematch. So
I'm doing wrist physical therapy.
yeah, you hurt your wrist also playing pickleball, which
Literally fractured it, actually.
yeah, which is how are you feeling? I was gonna say which is funny, but it's not that funny.
It's kind of funny. I mean,
Yeah.
at my age, this is on brand. But no,
Like
it's feeling a
saying
little
you
bit
hurt
better.
your wrist playing pickleball, that's something like a 65-year-old would say these days.
Yeah, no, exactly. And before I was like laughing at people that were like, all these people, are going to the hospital because of they're playing pickleball too hard. And
then I texted you to record,
then
and
I
you
did
said
that.
I'm in the hospital getting an X-ray. Sorry, I can't record today. I broke my wrist playing pickleball.
Yeah,
You're basically a
now
boomer.
I'm eating my words.
Yep, exactly.
No,
But
yeah,
good to see you.
It was fun. I'm looking forward to the repeat in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
hopefully soon.
Yeah, I'll get the pickleball going.
There's the segue.
There we go.
We are going to be back in person.
Mark
because
your calendars.
I have sucked Hayley into my New Year's resolution as well, and she is now also signed up for the Chicago Triathlon. The sprint.
I was just about to say,
we
need to specify for everybody. We are just doing the sprint triathlon.
Yes.
Not even the intermediate. We are just doing the sprint.
Nope.
Which
we're
we
doing
shouldn't
the
phrase it like that. We are doing the sprint. Yeah, because it's our first time. So yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I've never done a triathlon.
Started training. If you're watching on YouTube,
I never stopped training.
No, I know you don't, and we'll get into that in a minute. So hold your thoughts on that. But
wow,
if you're watching on YouTube right now, yep, I've just splashed up the PowerPoint, which I've now realized I have our podcast logo on our YouTube stream,
on
top of the podcast one. It's all right.
That's okay. I'm gonna guess
post-production.
All of our millions of fans are just listening on Apple Music / Spotify.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a fun picture. So we're calling this episode, right? It's the Sports Medicine Podcast's triathlon pregame. Okay. And we came up with this idea because I was texting Hayley one night once I got her to sign up for this. And I was like, hey, what if we made this interesting? What if we made it competitive? And then I remembered that Hayley runs up and down large distances in areas very quickly. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to this isn't going to be a race to see who wins, but we can do a spread or an over under of how closely I can finish to Hayley. So I've run the numbers.
So you're just assuming that I'm going to beat you.
Oh yes.
I want to hear you say it. I'm going to beat you. Say it.
Hayley is going to beat me at this triathlon.
Yeah.
In August in Chicago.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. There you go.
There we go. Thank you. That was
nice.
Watch
out. Next time you're on the pickleball court, watch out.
Yeah. She's competitive, everybody.
But I've run the numbers, right? I've done all the AWS, I've done the AI. I think that I can finish within 37 minutes of Hayley.
Okay.
Which seems like a large number, but then if you go and look at average finishing times for triathlons,
the spread's quite wide, yeah.
It's quite wide. And we'll get into it some more, but Hayley's got some strengths for this event that I originally didn't know she even possessed, because I just thought she was good at running, but turns out she's good at a lot of other things too, particularly swimming. So
and also some could say biking.
Yeah, I'm
not saying I'm good at it, but I have some experience.
I'm already giving you enough compliments.
I know. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just getting showered in compliments today. It's awesome. I'm loving this.
Should I add Hayley's ego to the stage so we have 3 people in this podcast?
Oh, burn. Wow.
Okay, sorry.
We would just have a great conversation without you.
All right, I'm leaving. No, I'm kidding. Okay, and then on the slide, I put a little picture of Tom and Jerry, and in the picture,
And
the
Tom
mouse
and
is
Jerry,
getting.
which one is the mouse and which one's the cat?
I
Who's
think
Tom?
I think Tom is the cat.
Well, wouldn't that make sense? Because a tomcat is that a thing?
I don't know, but sure. I just think Jerry sounds like something you would name a mouse, but
Yeah,
in the
I'm
picture, I'm comparing Hayley to the mouse, who's usually faster than Tom,
Okay,
the
I'm
cat.
googling it. Okay, the cat is Tom.
Let's go.
Honestly, when I typed in Tom and Jerry, the first thing that came up was which was which. So we're not the only one. So I'm
Nice.
Jerry.
Cool.
So we're going to this.
All right.
We'll give you some background on the triathlon because I didn't know much. I mean, I obviously knew like the triathlon, but I didn't know in my mind, the triathlon was like like I thought of it like the marathon, like it was some old time event. But it's not.
No, turns out some,
Sporty
hipsters in Southern California invented it. When like their joints hurt too much from the like hard track running, they're like, why do we just run?
Yeah.
Why can't we, be athletic in
Swim
other
and bike.
areas?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's amazing that it's such a new sport to me. Again, I would have thought it was some like old like they've been doing it since the dawn of time. But then the more I say that, I'm like, well, a bicycle hasn't been around forever. So I take it back. But yeah.
Yeah, which is funny. Now that you said that, if someone had asked me like in a trivia, like a weekly trivia thing on Tuesday when the triathlon was invented, I probably would have said something like 800 AD. And they were like, the bicycle wasn't invented until like the 1900s. And I'd be like,
I would have literally said the same thing. And I would have been like, oh, yeah. Never mind. I would have been like, whoever put it on 1970 is dumb.
Yeah, that idiot.
Yeah, who do they think they are? But yeah, it was invented in the 70s. And then it made its full Olympic debut in Sydney. And I was reading it was the fastest sport to ever go from invention to Olympic status. Like
Which is
crazy, actually.
Yeah, like that, like
it didn't exist, and then in 30 years it was an Olympic sport.
I feel like it has to do with just how like accessible, like technically, right? Like everyone has large bodies of water, like enough. If you can get your hands on a bike, you can do a triathlon. Like comparative to like cross country skiing, where like mountains are and snow and shit just isn't everywhere, know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, invented in the 70s, makes the debut in the Olympics in 2000. And then I thought it would be cool to also state, and Hayley, I don't know if you did any research into this because I did not, but for the for Tokyo 2020 and moving forward, they do like a mixed relay event, and it's teams of 4 athletes, which is 2 women and 2 men, and then they compete. How does that work with a triathlon with 4 people?
I'm looking it up. I actually don't know. I mean, I know in swimming they do the mixed medley relays where they do like 2 women, 2 men, but that makes sense because they just split it up by stroke. Okay, so the triathlon mixed medley showcase, let's see. So all 4 athletes on a team must compete a super sprint triathlon. And it goes...
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's a relay race where it goes male, female. So all of them will do it. It's a 300-meter swim, a 6.6 kilometer bike, and a 1K run. So it's very short compared to what we're doing. It's even shorter than that. And they do it like tag team relay style. Like one of them does all 3, and they go
once
back.
one finishes, the other one starts again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, and that's they're doing
intense.
it. Yeah, and they're doing it in Paris, like you said.
In the Olympics, is it usually open water? Like, is it usually? It's usually not a pool, right?
Yeah, and that's why it's cool that the Chicago Triathlon we're doing is open water, which is great. I think it's way better than swimming in a pool. But yes, I'm gonna guess the Olympic Triathlon. It is. I mean, we looked up where Paris is, and it is it's in the river. Correct?
Yeah. Well, and then I did look up some other stuff for Paris, and I thought this was super cool because unlike other areas like swimming and I think cycling, if I'm not mistaken, I definitely know track. Like they have like qualies and stuff like in the Olympics, like different like
semifinals.
Yeah. And for the individual triathlon races, they take place across 2 days. They have a men's one and a women's one. And then the event, like it's just a single race for the gold medal. So there's no like heats, no semifinals,
everybody
no nothing.
going
It's
for
just like one and go. And like I think that, you know, it makes it more exciting and kind of cool that like I feel like it's one of those where like,
and everybody's going all out.
Like underdogs are very competitive in it.
You never know.
Like you never know how someone's going to perform on a given day.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's pretty cool. Some more facts.
My slides ran together when I uploaded them. Yeah, I'll just like I don't know if I'll go through all of them. Maybe it'll be an incentive to get people to get people to watch the
look
YouTube.
at the YouTube because she's got some text heavy slides. If I sent these to my boss, they'd get denied.
Some fire fun facts.
But should we start with the funnest of fun facts for a triathlon, like the order, just so everybody knows? It's you start with swimming, and then you bike, and then you run. Do you have a slide on the distances for a triathlon? I
do not.
Oh, okay.
I just assumed like that professionals listen to our podcast, so everyone knew.
Really? That's a very bold. All of our listeners, all of our professional triathlete listeners.
Yeah, they're like, of course I know this. Duh.
Okay, well, I'll break it down for maybe the 1 to 2 people who are professional
beginners.
Beginners, yeah. So it's a swim, a bike, and a run. The distances are kind of varied, but like the standard ones are the Olympic and the Ironman, and then like the sprint can kind of be a free for all. So the Olympic triathlon is 1.5 kilometer swim, which is like 0.9 miles, a 40 kilometer bike ride, which is about 25 miles, and then a 10K run, which is 6 miles. And then there's the Ironman, which is actually crazy. I feel like I know a few people who've done an Ironman, and it's like, I can't imagine. So it's a 2.4 mile swim, 112 miles on the bike, and then a full marathon at the end, which is crazy. And so that's the Ironman.
Like,
and then
capping off a workout with a nice marathon.
Yeah, like exactly. Like I just like how that's like the cherry on top. That's like just go run a marathon. But like Ironmans are also legendary, and like you see the people with their Ironman tattoos and stuff. And they have the big one like in Hawaii. And then we're not doing either of those. Don't worry, everybody. We're doing a sprint, which has like varying different distances, but the one we're doing is like a 750 meter swim. It's a 15-mile bike, which is a little bit longer than like some sprint triathlons. Some of them are like only like 12 or so miles. And then the run, it's a 5K, right? Yeah. It's a 5K run. I think it's a 5K run.
Yep, 3.1 mile run.
Yeah. So it's 750 meter swim, 15-mile bike, 5K. So it's manageable. We're not doing anything crazy.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. But yeah, that's like the basics. But I think the thing that's interesting about triathlon is like the distances really can be from one triathlon to the next can be kind of different unless you're doing like the Olympic triathlon or a freaking Ironman. So it's very interesting. So now there we go. Our very few listeners who don't know the intricacies of triathlon. You've been enlightened. All right, go into your fun facts. These are actually kind of crazy as I'm looking at them.
Yeah. So these facts are all based on like the Olympic course. Yeah. So, you know,
this won't be us.
Yeah. You can do the math at home to like convert that to the sprint that Hayley and I will be doing.
Yeah.
Fun fact number 1, not uncommon for triathletes to burn up to 10,000 calories during a long distance race. So like what I guess I'm assuming then as like a Olympic triathlete, like you're just on a diet like the month before the race, right? Like you're just like you have to be loading on carbs.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably before. Nutrition is key these days. That's like everybody's big. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing they're being conscious of what they're eating.
Right. But I'm just
also learning how to fuel during the race too. You know,
back to that debut Olympic race in Sydney in 2000 when people were just kind of like meh about nutrition. Yeah. Like, can you imagine those poor triathletes?
Yeah.
They finished the race and they're like, I could eat an entire ribeye, a whole pasta
they probably
dish,
did.
some desserts. Like that would be
Yeah.
That would be nuts.
Yeah. I feel like too, just like I mentioned, like the fueling during the run, like during the activity, I feel like that's probably like the goos and the gels that it would be interesting to see, like in terms of how they're doing nutrition during the race. I guess there's like specific stopping points, you could but it's just, that's a lot of calories to be burning and a lot of calories to have to try to replace.
In a short amount of time, too.
Yeah, 10,000. I feel like that's got to be the Ironman.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's got to be Ironman. Yeah.
But moving on from that, also that's a quick plug to the Chicago Triathlon. I know that you do like bananas after your runs and stuff, and it like helps your muscles or recovery or whatever, but I'm just not a huge banana fan. I really wish we would get some variety. Maybe do like some oranges or an apple.
You're anti-banana?
With the banana. I'm not anti, like I like it in my smoothies. I just don't like I'm running. It's going to be August. It's going to be so hot outside. Like I don't want someone to hand me a soggy banana and be like, congrats, you just did a hard thing. Here, eat this banana. Like
banana's not a reward enough for you.
No.
Does an apple do the trick?
An apple would be nice. I would like that.
I'll give them a call.
If we're getting intricate, like a kind bar sounds like a nice little recovery snack. Maybe some fruit, like
because you're gonna burn 10,000 calories during the sprint triathlon.
I love a pack of fruit snacks.
Okay, I'm gonna send Chicago Triathlon an email.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, on your behalf.
Moving on. So it was fun. I looked up these facts and all of them. I looked them up on a article that was outdated. So previously, Simon Lessings held the Olympic distance triathlon world record with a time of 1 hour, 39 minutes and 50 seconds, which was
Mike, do you think you'll finish the sprint faster than that?
No.
Good.
I think I'm going to be right around hour 45.
Okay. We'll go there in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
But then they changed the course, the rules and stuff, and now the world record is held by Alistair Brownlee, which Alistair for a first name. Interesting. You've
never heard the name Alistair?
No.
Oh.
No. But he holds the current record from 2016 Rio Olympics by posting a time of hour 45 in 1 second. And then the current female Olympic triathlon, who I did do I wasn't hardcore stalking, but I did visit her Instagram account, and wow, she is athletic. Flora Duffy. I went back to 2015.
Okay, all right.
It was not well, and I mean she doesn't post it. She posts a lot, but not a ton.
Yeah.
I didn't have to scroll that far. Okay, not that. Okay. Anyway, she competed in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and set a time of 1 hour 55.
She has the world record.
Also impressive. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think she represents Bermuda.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah. Also, Alistair is a Scottish name. That's why you're too Irish to know the name Alistair.
There it is.
Yeah.
So some other fun facts. They do the order swim, bike, run for safety concerns, which at first I was like, safety concerns? What are you talking about? And then I'm like, LOL, if you did swim last,
you'd drown. Yeah.
you could throw a cramp and have some issues.
Yeah.
So that's why they do it
smart
like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the oldest triathlete on record, it goes by the name Arthur Gilbert. And he was still competing in triathlons at the age of 93.
Have I ever told you, my goal in life is to be the 100-year-old running on the track during the track meet, doing the 100-meter dash that takes them 45 seconds? That's awesome that this guy was still doing triathlons at 93. I want to be just doing the 100-meter dash. That takes me, 1 minute and 30 seconds.
I want to be able to walk.
93? I can't imagine swimming at age 93 or getting on a bike. That seems like a broken hip waiting to happen.
Right?
Crazy.
Apparently not this guy.
Arthur Gilbert, He's badass.
Taking his vitamins.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So then the last fun fact, and the reason I added it here is
actually
because
really
I think
interesting.
I might struggle with this.
You might.
During the sprint.
Your whole plan in the triathlon was to draft the whole bike race. Exactly. You're I'm just gonna latch on to some. So yeah,
I'm just
drafting
gonna go
is
like parasite mode and just let someone take me to the finish line. But
let somebody do all the work.
Yeah,
Drafting is
kind
illegal.
of my thing.
Yeah.
Drafting or riding in close behind a rider before, like the rider that's before you, to reduce your wind resistance is not allowed during the cycling part of a triathlon. And if you get caught, you can face a penalty, including disqualification. Now, the actual funny part about this is I actually had no idea what this was. / I don't do physics, like with sports and stuff. I just kind of do them. So I actually had no idea what this was, but I totally could see me just accidentally doing this.
I could see you doing
out
that
of
too.
Exhaustion.
Or you're like, wow, it's just so easy to ride behind somebody. I'm gonna do that and not even. I'm gonna meet you at the finish line because you get DQ'd while biking, and then you will beat me by 37 seconds because you won't even get to the end.
Exactly.
Okay, this slide made me laugh because I told you the slides were good, but there is. Okay, go ahead. I'll just let you. I'll catch your error when you, or your gross underestimation of my abilities when you get there.
Okay, great. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so I made a slide that is supposed to parody someone going like a sports broadcaster telling us about like a football player, a basketball player, a recruit, right? Going up against another recruit.
Yeah.
What are the strengths? What are the weak points? Right.
Yeah.
And so I'll start with myself, I think.
Yeah, you do that.
I'll end with Hayley. So for myself, strengths, my bike that I have in my garage was gifted to me by my late grandpa, who used the bike to get groceries. And it is very unassuming, but it's a total speedster.
Okay. Is it actually, or are you riding like a Mary Poppins bike?
It's a actual like track street bike. Like it's not like a Mary Poppins bike, but it is like there is rust all over it.
It's not glamorous.
No, it's gritty. Like myself.
It's gritty. Yeah. Add it to the strengths.
Yep.
Gritty.
So I think we're gonna give off a pretty intimidating vibe, which will help. And then also, I don't know if there's an extra gear in that bike or if it just has a will to win, but it is a speedster. And I'm just gonna leave that as is.
So your first strength is your equipment.
Correct. We're getting into my abilities. All right. Strength number 2, I put has calves, and I think that can keep the bike portion of this event competitive. Because if we're...
You think the bike is a calf-driven exercise? You do have calf. You do have some... Help. Yeah. I think you could expand that.
My calves cheer,
I don't think you're giving...
calves cheer my thighs along, Hayley.
Okay.
They're the hype people of this entire event.
I was going to say, I don't think you're giving your lower extremities enough credit by just saying the calves, but I see what you're saying. What you're saying. Yeah. You can bike. You're strong. You're stronger than I am. And I think that's going to be good for you in the bike section in particular.
In particular, we could also say only.
Yeah.
And then
this bullet really makes me laugh. Read it verbatim.
This last strength is, quote, I have more time to train because Hayley lacks work-life balance. So one of my strengths is one of your weaknesses.
Yeah. I will fully own my work-life balance could be a lot better. But okay, you see me on Strava. Like I may be working out at midnight, but I'm still working out. Very disciplined in that. But
Hayley,
you have more
time
to train. You should be doing doubles every day.
On for you. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Like there's a strength there. There's the ability for me to do 2 a day. Am I going to?
Probably not. Yeah, I wouldn't bank on that, guys. But okay, all right. I see how that's a strength for you and not necessarily a weak point for me.
Exactly. I had to come up with something, Haley. You had 3 bullet points, so I need 3 bullet points.
I like how lengthy yours are. Like you really have to explain your strengths.
I know.
They're not straightforward. They require some significant explanations.
Explanations.
All right,
now
look at your weak point. It looks like you've got an update to your
few weak points. Oh yeah, and the weak points are diminishing because I am already getting in shape for this event in August. But if we look at my average mile time on Strava, as of today, new record, down to 9:37, and that's 9 minutes.
I'll have to give you kudos for that.
Seconds. So it's improvement. It's not where we want to be, but it's an improvement. And then I know another big weak point that I'll have to overcome is I know how to not drown in the water, but I have zero technique in the water. Like I only know how to tread water, and like
again,
I feel like
I'll read this bullet. Let me read this bullet point.
Move my arms like when I'm 4, but I don't have anything else beyond that, which I think could hurt in this event that requires swimming.
I just like the bullet point, knows how to not drown, but has zero technique in the water. So yeah, but you could, but let's spin this into a strength, or you have a husband who knows how to swim quite well. Yeah. No, Brian,
swimming is his thing. I've said it. I think I've said it on the podcast before. It looks like the water propels Brian through it instead of trying to like drown him. Like when I'm in there,
water is actively fighting against you.
So hopefully I can get some teachings from him and make it work. I bought a pair of goggles 2 days ago. So I
was just about to ask, do you know how to put on a swim cap?
No, I was honestly watching YouTube shorts of how to, and there are many different techniques.
I can go grab my cap and goggles right now and show you.
I believe it. I've seen you chop onions.
You're right. I do use my goggles to chop onions. It's life hack, everybody. If you have a pair of goggles, use them to chop onions. No tears. No tears.
Or you could just learn how to cut the onion correctly.
No. What?
If you cut an onion correctly, it there's like less tears involved and stuff. Like if you go again.
Sorry, I forgot I was dealing with somebody. I forgot I was dealing with somebody who Uber Eats 5 out of 7 meals a week.
No, I do. But I'm just saying, like, if you didn't want to use goggles for your whole life,
I know I could be better. Maybe I'll just get better.
I'm gonna add that to a weak point on this.
Weak point: can't chop onions. Okay, so
But Haley, I'll let you go through your strengths and weak points.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say about your weak point in swimming. I think Brian, I hope you're paying him. You know, it's gonna take some work to get you up to speed, but I think you'll be all right. If you know how to not drown, swimming is just throwing in the arms, throwing in the legs. I think you can do it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Speaking of the devil, there he is, swim coach. Hey Brian. We're talking about how Maddie can't swim.
Nope, not yet. We're on the swimming portion right now.
Hey, Dublin. That's okay. Bye, coach. Okay, so my strengths. My strengths, high school swim team. Yeah, I was a high school swimmer. I wasn't bad. I wasn't amazing. But I was a backstroker. Sectional finalist in the 100 back, and I swam the 200 IM. That was my other event, which is a good. Do you know what an IM is? It's when you do no. Well, yeah, yes, but no. It's when you do all 4 strokes in the same race. So you do a 50 fly, 50 back, 50 breast, 50 free.
I'm gonna be honest, Haley. I could probably could not pick out, like, if you had flashcards and you were like, is this like the free? I probably could pick out the backstroke. But free, breath, whatever the hell else you just said, no idea.
Wow. Yeah, so add it to
People
my strengths.
Freestyle during
yes, he's gonna teach you how to do freestyle. The other strokes are fairly inefficient although I was a better backstroker. I'm not a very good, now we can add this to my weakness. I'm not a very good freestyler. I was like really stroke focused. Like I was very much a backstroker. I was not a great freestyler. So I need to refine my freestyle. I need to get back in the pool. I swam a little bit. I have a friend in Philly who swam in college. So we'd swim together a little bit, but I need to get back in the pool. But I love swimming, and I have swam recently, and I did swim in high school as a kid too. I swam, I think, starting when I was like 10 for Boilermaker Aquatics, and we'd have caps that said BA, and we were like, oh my God, we're so badass with our BA caps. Yeah, we were cool. We were having a lot of fun. And then, okay, strength, runs up mountains for fun. I'll just rephrase this. I am a runner by nature. Another thing I started at a young age. I started running when I was like for a track club when I was like 7 or 8. But yeah, so I run. I have a running background. I did run up a mountain this past year for fun. So that's true. You're making gag noises. Running's awesome. I just ran today. It was lovely. Record. Okay. I thought this was you telling me my fastest mile was 7:25 and I was going to laugh. But it says record 7 minute 25 mile on Strava. It kind of varies, but yeah, I'm running like in the 7s most days.
Is that
That's because fastest? I'm a runner. No, I could run my fastest mile ever in high school, I think I ran like 5:08.
No, but recently, what's the fastest?
I could I honestly kind of wanted to comment below how fast do you think I could run a mile. I thought about like ripping a mile, like going to a track and running a mile for like as fast as I can, but the pain that comes with running fast is absolutely miserable. I think right now I could probably run like a 5 on a track, 5:40 maybe. I'm not that speedy anymore.
It was at this point in the podcast that Maddie updated 37 minutes to 39.
Yeah, maybe I think I could run under 6. I don't, maybe 5:40 is too fast. My legs don't move. I run now slow, like longer and slower. But back in my track days, I was speedy, but I wasn't that fast. There were girls on my team who were a lot faster than me. I was just along for the ride. Okay, my weak points. Overly athletic. Also, just as a reminder, if you're listening to this, remember that Maddie wrote these. I did not write these about myself, or else I would sound like the most self-centered person ever. You wrote these. I am just reading them. Weak points, overly athletic. Okay, sure.
Too much. You could.
What am I gonna do? Burn out?
Procrastinate. Yeah, get bored, suffer some burnout. But I know you take your mental health. I know you take your mental health seriously, so that probably won't happen either. I don't know what weak points did you want me to put, Hayley?
Okay, I'll say overly athletic, as in I could get injured prior.
Could happen.
I'm always worried about that. Yeah.
If you were doing a quick run up a mountain or run through a forest.
Yeah, like over you. Yeah, overly athletic. And then another weak point, you were really grasping at straws. The other weak point is the time change. Which is so funny because I will be getting an extra hour of sleep when I fly from Philadelphia to Chicago, East Coast to Central Time.
She could miss the race.
I could miss the race, even though I've literally already put it in my calendar in Central Time because I thought about this. That's hilarious that you think that's a weak point. But yeah, everybody, it's going to be really hard for me to adjust to the 1 hour time difference. I think that's going to make this a really tight race between you and me. The time change.
I'll take every ounce of help I can get.
Okay, can I add a strength for you? I think your transition times are going to be like so fast because I know you don't care about because I know you have a little station triathlon where you keep all your stuff. I'm going to be organizing my bike after the bike, putting things in their right place. And you were just going to throw the bike down and grab your shoes and put your helmet maybe on. It's going to be absolutely whirling dervish, but it's going to be so fast. I have you beating me in the transitions. I think you're going to kick my ass.
No one's going to steal that bike.
It's about winning for you.
Yeah. No one's going to steal that bike. I'm especially in August. Here's the other thing too. I'm going to feel the exact same way when I'm out of the water as when I'm in the water because I'm going to be so humid and sweaty that there is no drying off. So there's no need to.
There's no need
transition.
Don't even bring a towel.
Nope. You don't need it.
Yeah, I think your transition times, I think that's a strength of yours. I think mine could be long. That's a potential weakness for me. Um, yeah. That's all I wanted to add.
Chicago News flashes to like a picture of me on the run. And they're like, why does that person still have their swim cap on?
She was and goggles. You didn't even take the goggles off.
No, just sprinting.
I think that's how you really should start training, like running, if you're trying to be as fast as possible.
You should get used to being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay, so then your question is, can Maddie finish the Chicago Triathlon within 37 minutes of Hayley? Okay, do you have another slide after this, or is this the last slide? I'm trying to remember.
That's it.
Okay, so let's leave it here. Did you break down your race, how fast you think you're going to run each section or do each section? Because I did, and I can tell you what I think my time is going to be.
No, I'd love to hear it because I can't.
This is probably hard for you.
I've done a bike and I've done a run now, and then I've added some time, obviously, for the run because I'm going to be tired and hot. But I have no idea what I'm going to do in the water yet, and I haven't been able to get into the water yet because it's February. But I will be able to do that soon.
They do have pools indoors.
No, I know, but I don't like waking
You need to get in the pool. As your competitor, you need to get in the pool ASAP.
Hayley's like, I kind of want this to be competitive. I also want to.
I don't want you to drown.
I want you to finish quickly.
Because this podcast would not.
Reservation.
We've got reservations at noon. So
what are you talking about? Okay.
So you need to hurry it up. And if you wear the cap and goggles into the restaurant, I won't even be mad. So, okay. So the swimming was a little hard for me to calculate because I haven't. Yeah, when I would go swimming, I don't really do a lot of time. I'm not checking my watch or anything. Okay, but so the run, I will say I was a little conservative in my estimates, I think, but the swim, I said is going to take me 18 minutes, 750 meters. I think that's way over because normally I'd say open water, I can do 100 meters in 2 minutes. And that's kind of slow. I could do that faster in a pool. So I was 18 minutes for the swim. The bike, 15 miles. This is also, I think, a little conservative, but 60 minutes. Whenever I would ride with my dad, we'd hit about 15 miles an hour. So 60 minutes is my guess. And then the run, I put 25 minutes.
You're going to be faster than that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be faster than that, but I'm just what if I'm really tired? So I said 25 minutes. So that total time.
I'm putting 20 down for you.
20. Yeah, that's probably
22.
More. Yeah, sure. You can do 22. So then I threw in some time for transition, and my estimated total time was 1 hour and 58 minutes, which I think is conservative. I think I put 15 minutes in for transition math. Yes, I did put 15 minutes in for transition. I tried to look at the results from last year to make an educated guess. I think it's a very conservative hour 58. I think I would finish maybe within hour 45 to 2 hours would be my range if I had to bet on myself. Now, what was your estimate?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't put in those transitions either.
Oh, just tack on maybe 15.
Those are going to happen.
Yeah, I looked at transition times online and they were 6 to 10 minutes, I think is what I saw. But I put in 15 because I'm going to take my socks off. I'm going to, Your transitions will be 4 minutes. Because again, you're wearing your cap and goggles throughout the whole thing.
Good point. So,
so what did you guess? What was your estimate?
I said 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Okay. It's okay.
But that is I think that is I'm a little bummed because having this conversation with you, I thought that was a solid thing to shoot for, and now I'm thinking that's more like a reach school for me.
It went from Purdue to Princeton real quick.
Yeah.
No, I think okay, I'm gonna make a calculation. I'm gonna make a calculation for you. I think it'll take honestly, I think your guess is pretty solid. I think the bike you're gonna probably hit around the same time as me. I think 15 miles, you'll be an hour, maybe a little less than an hour. The run, maybe 27, 6 minutes, 27, 30, 30. Let's say 30.
Yeah,
30
I
minutes
was
on
gonna
the
say,
run.
Haley, I did 2
31
miles
minutes.
today.
Yeah, you're
9:37.
Okay, so then let's say by the time then you're gonna be fit, yeah, like maybe 31 minutes, 32 minutes. And then the swim, I mean, Brian's a miracle worker, so I think he's gonna get you to 30 minutes in the swim. So that's like right at 2 hours. That's right at 2 hours. And then then you've got thrown the transition. Your transition time is going to be minimal. It's gonna be like 8 minutes and bada bing.
All right.
I think your guess is reasonable. What are we making the people like? What should we make it like? I'm going to guess we should do how long between the two of us finishing.
Yeah.
Okay, because like we could bet on times too, but like I think we should do like how much do theoretically if it's a good day for me, how much do I beat you by? I mean, maybe you beat me.
Like,
Maybe
and
you
it'll be
become
funny because then once you finish the race, you should
I'm gonna
start like
be
a live feed.
I'm gonna
of,
go
like,
live on
what
Instagram.
things can Haley finish before Maddie finishes this triathlon?
Knits a sweater, calls grandma on phone,
Memorizes
gets a
the
bagel.
first 12 digits of the number
Pie.
pi.
Yeah, and solves
Get a
world
bagel.
hunger. And then you'll finally finish. I'm just trying to think if what are we thinking is like, do you think 37 minutes is that your goal? Are you locking that in?
It is.
I honestly
goal.
think that's pretty I think that's a pretty good estimate. I think that's a good landing point.
I like, regardless of training, like I know like the actual race day, because I always do this. And I did it for my half marathon and screwed everything up. I did it for the 10K I did. But I'm always like, I fly and die. Like I'm bad at conserving energy.
That's the more you train.
Huge thing if I screw this
like
up
you
in
have
the
to be.
pool.
Yeah.
So like I have to be like disciplined. But I'm anticipating that like I hopefully won't like totally fly and die, but there'll be a little bit of that. So like I'm thinking that the second half of this little event will be a challenge.
Yeah, like you're gonna face some fatigue.
Like I'm gonna hit mile 10 of that bike ride, and
you're
then
gonna be like,
it's
shit.
gonna start. And again, we don't have music. We don't get to listen to music, so my brain's gonna be like, "Oh God, you gotta run after this."
You're gonna have to start training no music.
I know.
You can't be left alone to your own thoughts. So
I know.
Yeah, I can't wait when you get in the water for the first time. Can you send me a cap and goggles photo?
Oh yeah.
Please do. I also just am like, as a swimmer, I'm just envisioning the goggles you bought, and I'm laughing just thinking about it.
Oh, I'll send you a photo.
Send me the goggles. In my mind, I can think if anybody else is a swimmer out there, I'm guessing you and we're thinking of her wearing the same goggles. Well, meanwhile, we're out here with our Speedo Vanquishers because we've been there, done that. Some of us are, some of us swam at the divisional meet. I need to get in the pool again too, but I'm not as worried about it. I think you need to call your coach ASAP.
Head start. Yeah,
I think you need to call your coach, because then that'll help you with the fly and die too, because then you'll be like, okay, I know I can get through the swim, and then you can just be a flaming star on the way out. But okay, back to 37 minutes. I actually think 37 minutes is a great over under. That is our point. And I think we can make this a poll on Instagram. We can do a little pregame poll, and then maybe we can update the fans on how training's going.
Yeah, no, that sounds fun.
And then they can do like a reel like the night before. Then we'll get this going and see what people think. I really think 37 minutes is good. I think that's a good goal. And I think in general, I'm looking forward to this. I've never done a try. We'll have fun. And no matter how long it takes us or doesn't take us, it'll be a good experience. And it's a fitness motivator. This is what we need.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm looking forward to attempting this. I'm looking
In the
forward
great city of
to-
Chicago.
Yeah, the views.
The
That'll be
views.
fun.
I mean, don't even get me started about that view. And you're looking south on Lakeshore Trail, John Hancock. Ooh, I could cry. And we're going to be seeing that for
I'm looking
1
forward to
hour.
taking Monday
And
off from work.
yeah, I should put that on the calendar. Sorry, guys, I'm doing a sprint triathlon. Can't come to work. I'm going to be totally exhausted. And I have a feeling you and I are going to hit the town after this.
Oh yeah, you gotta go
Oh, yeah.
celebrate. I'm not taking
Yeah.
the medal off either. I'm wearing it to all the
Cap,
restaurants, all the
goggles,
bars, we
and
go to,
medal.
whole thing.
Stay on.
They do. They absolutely will.
I'm dead. But I think this will be
all
fun.
right, well-
thanks for encouraging us to do this. I think it'll be a good activity.
No problem. I gotta go. I'm gonna get us out of here, so then I can go activate and maybe do a bike ride.
She's eyeing that 37 minutes. It's gonna be up on your wall, like everywhere. It's just gonna say 37.
I'm hunting it down. I'm gonna get 37 tattooed.
Tattooed.
Like, there or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So I can see it when you're passing me.
Oh gosh.
Oh
Okay.
gosh.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to us. Hash out this triathlon. You know, I don't know what else to add.
it.
There really isn't anything. We're doing it. We're gonna have a good time.
August 20 something or whatever in Chicago, Illinois. It's going down. Content to come.
Yep.
Follow us on Strava.
Signed up? Follow us on Strava. Put make sure you add a comment that if you found us from the podcast, that would be super cool.
Yeah.
If you liked this episode of the podcast, remember, rate, review, and subscribe. We actually have some reviews on Spotify. It's kind of a big deal.
Shut up.
So keep doing that. We really appreciate it. And until then, have a great day. Have a great week. Great time training for the triathlon you're working on. The triathlon of life.
That's so deep.
All right, whatever.
Get us out of here.
See you later. This has been another episode of. I screwed it up.
You got this. You got this.
This has been your weekly dose of the Sports Medicine Podcast. Bye.
Bye.